As a former VA rater, I've seen hundreds of claims get denied when veterans didn't understand how continuity of care, continued treatment after service impacted their VA claim. In today's video, I will break it down so you understand and give you a strategy that will possibly help you win your VA claim. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that Kimball, United States Army veteran, retired VA rating specialist, and your VA claim nugget man. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. So, today's video, you were treated, diagnosed, or complained about a condition in service, and you have separated and you've been out of the military maybe 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, and you don't have any continued treatment. You file a claim before the VA and they deny your claim. Maybe you received a CMP exam or maybe you didn't. If you didn't, make sure you go back and look at the rating decision and read that narrative to see if the rater said no continuity of care, no continued treatment. Also, submit a FOIA request to VBA and get a copy of that CMP exam so you can see exactly what that examiner put in the rationale to explain their negative opinion, meaning it was less likely than not due to service. Okay. If you had that exam at the VA Medical Center, you can go to va.gov, log in, go to Blue Note, boom, and download it. Okay. But you need to know why that examiner said no.
At Access Med, we guide our veterans towards the benefits they deserve. We specialize in streamlined and efficient medical legal services, including expert case management and impactful nexus letters that can significantly enhance your benefits applications. Dr. Freeman, a veteran himself, brings unmatched experience and a deep personal connection to every evaluation, ensuring your nexus letter truly reflects your service and sacrifice. We believe medicine is both an art and a science. Our programs focus on promoting family participation in the Veterans Benefits Package. Trust Access Med to stand by you every step of the way. Visit accessmed.com and secure the benefits you deserve. Access Med, serving those who served.
Something else I want to cover. In this particular scenario, veterans are filing claims as direct service connection. For direct service connection, you need three elements: a current diagnosis, a link in service, and a nexus connecting the two. Now, the link in service. When you submit that claim condition to the VA, they're going to look for 5 things in your medical records: either a diagnosis, treatment, complaint, an event or injury or disease that is documented. And let's say you have it documented, but you've been out of the military 10, 15, 20, 30 years and didn't get continued treatment. It happens, people. How many times did you go to sick call and your first sergeant or platoon sergeant came down and said, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" "Oh, my knee's hurting a little bit," or "my back," or "I got a migraine." "Get up out of here. Go get changed and get ready for first formation. There's nothing wrong with you. Suck it up." And that happens a lot. And so you just stop going. You start sucking it up. And I did a YouTube video explaining, hey, we sucked it up. So guess what happens, people? When you separate, you still have that mentality. You're still sucking it up until years later, and you're like, hey, these migraines, I've been taking medication, self-medicating all these years. They are getting worse. The back, the knee, or whatever. And maybe you're telling your wife, your husband, or a friend or a buddy, and they're saying, hey, look, man, you need to go get treatment for that, and you need to get service connected. But what have you been doing all these years? Sucking it up, because you have that mentality since service. That happened to me on my first CMP exam. The examiner says, hey, Dwayne, I do see treatment in service, but I don't see any treatment for these particular conditions after service. And so I had to explain to him, hey, look, I was in a combat arms unit and it was frowned upon going to sick call. It showed a sign of weakness. And we're 19, 20, 21, and you're all hoo hoo hoo, and you're sucking it up and you're fighting through that pain. That now becomes your mentality. And just because you're no longer in the military does not mean something hurts or it got better. Okay. So that's what I had to explain to that examiner. And luckily enough for me, he agreed and approved everything that I was showing up for that day. Okay. But there are other veterans out there that don't understand how to reasonably articulate that if they get a CMP exam. So, what is a strategy that you can use? Don't worry about it. VA claim nugget man, I got you covered. All right. So, if you're thinking about claiming some conditions that are documented in service, whether it be a diagnosis, treatment, complaint, an event, injury, or disease, call 800-827-1000. I would like to do an intent to file for compensation. When you do that, you now have 365 days to file a formal claim on a VA's prescribed claim form. All right. Now, once you do that, you want to make sure, hey, do I have a diagnosis? Do I have treatment? If the answer is no and no, identify a medical or mental health professional, and preferably one that will do a DBQ down the road. All right. Just bear with me. Okay. I'm getting there. You've already done the intent to file. You're going to hold that effective date. And then you're going to identify that medical or mental health professional, and you're going to start getting treatment for those conditions with that particular mental health or medical examiner. Now, you're probably saying, well, Dwayne, how long do I do it? If I was going through this process again, I would probably get maybe like 6 or 7 months, maybe 8, but this is your claim. You're going to have to make that decision yourself. Okay. Because this strategy that I'm giving you, it doesn't mean you are going to win. All right. But I firmly believe as a former Raider, it would help you move a little bit closer to being successful. Okay. Because I've seen it. I've seen veterans use this. All right. So you did the intent to file, and now you're doing treatment. Maybe it's for PTSD or mental condition or whatever, and you're going in for treatment every 2 weeks, once a month, or whatever the case may be. What you're doing is you're getting that diagnosis. You're getting that continued treatment. All right. So now you file a claim. And maybe, let's say you didn't have a DBQ. Okay. They're going to schedule a CMP exam. It has to go through the process, right? And then you go to that exam. Guess what? You have a current diagnosis and you have continued treatment. Okay. Now, you may have to do what I did as it pertains to lack of treatment after service. I gave you an example when I went to my first CMP exam. Explain that to them. If that is the case, I'm not saying, hey, just lie about it, but if that is the case, let them know. Be honest. Okay. My CMP examiner, the first one, he was an officer. He was like, well, I never saw that happen. I'm like, because you're an officer, do you think an E7 or E8 is going to tell you or ask you why you're here for sick call? You need to suck it up, get out of here, go back to work. No, they're not going to tell you that, but they will tell a private, a PFC, a specialist, and some NCOs. Okay. If they're higher ranking than that NCO. Okay. And so you have to be able to explain that or explain your situation to that CMP examiner. Okay. Now, after the exam, Hopefully, if that examiner agrees with you, you get service connected. But let's say they say, nope, no continuity of treatment, recent treatment, but there's 15 years or 20 years gap, right? So, what are your options? Obviously, if you still want to file a claim again, you are going to have to do what is called a supplemental claim and submit it on a VA form 20-0995. And what are you going to need? New and relevant evidence. One of those options is a DBQ and nexus statement. You can go out and get your own. Now, I know people are going to be asking me, Dwayne, where can I get it? Where can I get it? Yes, I have sponsors to my channel that does DBQs and nexus statement. But at the end of the day, you have to pick the examiner that you want. Okay. That you want. I'm going to say it again, that you want. All right. And when you do that, like I stated earlier, you want to make sure before you go forward with that treatment with them, you let them know, hey, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm going to need possibly down the road. Okay. Now, you submit it to the VA. Hopefully, it's sufficient and they go ahead and grant the benefit. Or what we've been seeing recently, they schedule a CMP exam. Now, I had to do a video because it was one individual, Dwayne's been telling people not to go to the CMP exam. No, people, I'm telling people why I refuse my CMP exam. You're going to be at a crossroad and you are going to have to make that decision. Okay. So just know what can happen if you go and what can happen if you don't go, but most importantly, what your options are. Now, after all that, I hope you get service connected. Okay. But I want to give you another scenario. You got denied and you do a supplemental claim. You have 365 days to submit a supplemental claim from the date of the notification letter of denial. Why do I bring that up? Because if you don't, then you're going to have to do another intent to file and rinse and repeat. Okay. But let's say you put in that supplemental claim, you get a DBQ, put that supplemental claim in within 365 days, you submit it and you win. Guess what? They have to go back to the original intent to file date. If you let 365 days lapse, it's like it's starting all over again. And then I've seen veterans use this strategy and win. Some of them had to rinse and repeat a couple of times. But when you're going through this process and you get that DBQ or whatever scenario you fall under, continue to get treatment. Continue to get treatment. All right. And again, people, I'm not saying that that's a lock or guarantee for service connection. But again, I've seen veterans use this strategy and majority of them have been successful. Okay. So when you go to that CMP exam, make sure you're able to explain to that examiner, hey, this is why I sucked it up, but this is what I'm doing currently. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you. Don't be frustrated, get educated.